Hello, Dave. Hello, Valerie. This is Jeff, the garage guy. Just wanted to answer your questions for you. And also, what you can do attached to the same email is open up the quote I gave you. And hopefully, between this video and the quote, everything will be spelled out for you. First question you had was concerning the Bay Area store wall. You had asked if there was function as well as aesthetics in there, and the answer is absolutely yes. Store wall is probably one of the more functional things I've ever seen. You can buy all kinds of different hooks for this stuff. You can hold bikes, you can hold ladders, you can hold, if you get creative, wheelbarrows. You can hold, as my wife did in the bottom left, all her workout stuff. There's baskets, bins, hooks, shelves. I mean, you can clip in anything you want. So, absolutely functional. I like to take it to the next level and also make it aesthetically pleasing. So, function is actually its primary purpose. All right. You'd asked about the high cabinets. You know, what the heck did I design these cabinets so tall for? And the reason is because when I showed David this bottom picture here on my portfolio, his eyes lit up. And so that's what I did. I took this plan and I kind of applied it to make the same concept fit in your garage. Now, why would you want tall cabinets like that? Two reasons. One is for the wow factor. In a garage your size, you walk in and you see a cabinet system like this, it is as impressive as a garage cabinet system could possibly be. That's really the main reason. You also get the great benefit of having a bunch of extra storage in your garage. In order to reach this cabinet, it's just over 7 foot from the floor. You'd have to step on a little step stool that you could hang on one of those wonderful hooks on your store wall. Color options. I do have a lot of color options. We could pick laminate colors and cabinet colors from chains with thousands of options. I have some more standard options that don't cost a whole lot more. I've got custom options that run the gamut, and the price of those would vary. I did make you a plan, or basically all I did was change colors on your existing plan with some earth tones. I tried to change these cabinet colors, or I did change them to what's called a driftwood. It's kind of my earthiest, nice looking option that's not totally custom. And the wood grain in here just really didn't mesh with the design. So I kind of threw that aside. And if you wanted a wood grain type cabinet, we'd have to kind of reevaluate the whole design. But as you can see here, we got white cabinets, and they look good. With this beige or putty or tan color I put around it. We can do any color we want on these accents. As long as we can find a laminate that will a laminate color that we like, I can buy that laminate, and these are all laminated products. I can laminate any color you want. This is showing the floor in tan. The walls I kind of picked an almond color, and I put that tan or putty looking color around the top and bottom of the store wall. So yeah, we can absolutely do earth tones. Laminate versus stainless counter, $500. Pretty simple. $500 between the price of the laminate counter versus the stainless counter. The stairs. I went ahead and priced the stairs using premium. Rather than just painting your railing, I just took a leap and said, for $1,500, I can skin this whole thing with that high-end decking material, composite core decking material, with just like what you have outside. Fix the drywall here and do a nice railing. I don't know if I'm going to make out particularly well or not on it. I'll survive either way. The flooring. Transition is at the front of the floor, so there is a little ramp at the front of the floor. Also, do not worry about this floor being too busy. The only time this floor is going to be too busy is 5 minutes after I put it in, when it's all shiny and brand new and never even had dust on it, and there's nothing in your garage and you're just staring and focusing on the floor. Once you pull cars into this floor, It's nothing but class. It looks real nice, and I do it in a lot of high-end garages, and it certainly isn't too busy. It's one of those things, if you're kind of uncomfortable with it, go ahead and maybe meet me somewhere where I've done a floor, because I guess, my opinion doesn't count for everything. It's your opinion that ultimately matters. For painting, I also quoted that at $1,500. And what I do is repair the crack in the wall above the window, and there's a crack going on the ceiling to the attic access. And that crack on the ceiling is kind of unfortunate because that's the only reason why we would need to paint the ceiling. But I have included a ceiling paint job and the walls. If you choose to have somebody else do it, then what we need to do is make sure they use a separate primer and paint. You cannot have a guy that thinks he's going to go in there and get this job done in a quick day and slap on a bunch of primer, paint, and one kind of stuff and roll it on there real thick, because it just doesn't get along with the drywall texture. When that happens, a lot of times we'll have somebody come in and paint a garage like this, for the homeowner, which is fine, absolutely fine. But if they just go ahead and paint on a couple real thick coats of paint and primer mixed, or I don't know, there's probably an assortment of other ways they could mess this stuff up, it just doesn't hold well. So when I'm moving around, walking around the garage, and I just touch the wall with my leg, part of it, the paint almost falls off. So you really got to get that primer in there good and let it dry and then paint it. That's really the only thing that we do that's any different than any other room in the house. Don't put it on too thick. You can also make this stuff turn back into mud and fall right off the wall. More importantly, that happens on the ceiling. If you put the paint on the ceiling too thick to try to get it in one coat, you could go to lunch and come back and half the ceiling will be laying on the floor. So you just need to use a little extra caution. Hopefully that answers your questions. Check out my attached bid, and I know we're going to probably make some more changes. There's no problem with that, and we'll kind of keep tweaking this thing as we go. Thanks, guys.